Greetings, Earthlings. Zube here. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below. So today is the first quarter moon. And in the moon cycle, so it goes like this. The new moon, you set intentions. At the full moon, things manifest, right? It's, when you kind of acknowledge the accomplishments that you made for whatever it is that you manifested. And this is, I love doing things by the new moon, and then especially using astrology, because you go like area of your life by area of your life. And it helps me be organized, which is something that doesn't come naturally to me. So anyway, but the symbolic cycle meaning of the first quarter is when you start to look at whatever you set an intention for. And the first quarter moon would typically be where you deal with any obstacles that are coming up and getting in the way, right? So they can be sort of tough, right? Like you may be idealistic, it's all new and potential and all of that on the new moon, but then once you get to the first quarter, it's like, well, fuck, like now I'm to the doing shit part, and maybe the doing shit part is a struggle. But the sun is in Cancer, the moon is in Libra. Cancer is about us and our security and our comfort, our home, like our home within our bodies, even, not necessarily our home. Although, I mean, sometimes it can be quite literal, like Zeke has been on a fucking tear in the house. We just got the carpets cleaned, the siding done. Anyway, he's been cleaning like a motherfucker. And I'm a Cancer too, but whatever, that's a whole nother story. When I was at my apartment in Texas, I was doing similar things, right? So especially us being Cancers, both like very hyper focused on our homes. But with the sun there, that's an area of our lives for everybody to explore. The moon being in Libra. So Libra is the scales. It's where we start to begin to learn in the evolutionary cycle through the signs. Libra goes, oh, there's somebody else, right? So we're going to weigh our actions and all of that with other people. How do I get along with others, So it could be that obstacles are coming to us from other people, or maybe people have objections, or people have interesting insights to offer. That's always a possibility too. And I say that to myself because sometimes I'm too fiercely independent. But what's really interesting is there's in the sky, there is a what's called a grand cross, which is tough, but there's a lot of growing potential. So Pluto is in Capricorn, okay? Pluto is about power, control. You're not the boss of me. Oh wait, they are the boss of me. Oh my God, I just thought of that meme where they're like, fuck this shit. And somebody's like throwing up all the paperwork. I can't stand this place. And then a minute later, they're bent over, like picking them up, like, oh wait, it's Thursday, right? But it's kind of this like grating, conflictive sort of, that's what a square is. It's like an argument or a challenge. So, and Pluto across from the sun we might just be all in our feels and all in our heart validly, who controls me, or if you have a tendency to try to control others or get others to do what you want them to do. that's a possibility too. Those are what's the sorts of things that might come up. The other thing that is in this grand cross, I almost said T square, but it's a grand cross because it's 4 planets all. But planets, whatever, but using the term loosely, luminaries, which is what the sun and moon are called. But we have Chiron is, you know, the actually, oh man, look at me. Okay, I looked at this wrong. So we do have a T cross right here with the moon with or a T square. What do you mean? Being all vulnerable, as I spoke about the other day. So here's what happened. The moon earlier today was in opposition to Chiron. Okay, I thought Chiron was in on the Grand Cross, but it's not actually. So the moon was in opposition to Chiron today. Chiron is our insecurities. Chiron is in Aries, so it's about who we are, how we express ourselves, like basically who we be out in the world. And the moon in opposition to it in Libra may have us concerned about what others think or do, you know. Um, and then later this, like in a few hours, the moon will be in a T square with Pluto and the sun. And that's where we're going to really look at emotionally who, you know, who are we letting somebody else control us? It's like there's some really powerful stuff going on right now. I won't get into all of it, but um again, it's this journey on creating our own happiness, you know. I and that's always something to be mindful of, like among friends, or because you want to be conscientious about the other. And this alignment is happening really it's hitting my chart in a very personal way because my birthday is coming up. But um, it's about power and control. So I remember my dad one time telling me there was a situation where, yeah, I can't really say anything because it involves other people and it's not, you know, only my business to share. So, but my dad said something to me that I'll never forget. He said, people can try to put strings on you, right? This was about accepting something from someone that I was afraid would come with strings attached. And he said, if somebody is offering you something and they're not doing it in exchange, like outright for something else, but he said, strings only work if you let them be attached to you. And that's kind of what this energy feels like. Um, is do you are you trying to put strings on other people? Are other people trying to put strings on you? And you can just remove those strings, right? It really is up to you. And we have Venus and Mars still just 2 degrees apart in a conjunction in Leo. So there's this um, connected energy within ourselves, even like the masculine and the feminine within ourselves might really be integrating. Um, and that's a good amount of like creative energy. It's also like a healthy pride, you know. So this first quarter moon feels like it could be challenging, but I don't necessarily, I think it's a challenge that will be like worth overcoming. So let me pull some cards. Mm, Reconnect. Secrets lurk in the captive shadows deep in the woods. That's funny because I just said the masculine and feminine within you might be integrating, but um, learn. Take a lesson from the owls, deeply observe the night, and you'll become a little wiser in the day. So we have night and day. Um, we have reconnect. We have Mars and Venus. We have this moon square, sun moon square. So there are obstacles that could be, there's a lot. Pluto is also triggers. Subconscious thoughts, shadow beliefs that we hold about ourselves. And there's a lot of triggering energy going on. So, there could be parts of you that are coming out of the darkness when it comes to relating to other people. And I had an incident where I was really, I was triggered by somebody. And whenever I'm triggered, because I work on it a lot, I do a lot of shadow work. So when it happens, usually I'm like, ooh, goody. But the triggers were so intense that I actually was like, what the fuck? Like, oh wow, I still have a lot to learn. Um, but I was actually like angry at the other person, and I worked through it, and this was like a hours. And I realized that it was something within, right? And I took responsibility for that part of me. Um, and it was not easy. There were tears. It was difficult, but I did it. Um, it's like, let's try not to be reactive. And at the very least, observe your reactions. But anyway, that's what I got for you. I hope you have a great day on Earth. Peace. Namaste.